right, Coach, after the way Ethan kind of played today, how much does it deter you from thinking about even going to the portal, looking for a quarterback? And Ethan, do you feel like this was possibly the best performance of your career in terms of just winning the team over and, meeting your expectations?
Well, I think Ethan's won the team over a long time ago. He's been our starting quarterback. The only issue we've had is Ethan's got banged up, so it's got nothing to do with that. He knows that he's a starting quarterback here, so I've got great faith in him. What we saw today is what we saw against Stanford. It's what we saw against USC. Talking to him pregame, he didn't feel like he was 100%, couldn't go, and that's the type of player he is. He said, I think you got to go with Colin. He said, but I'm ready to be a backup if we have to go. And so when Colin went down, I asked him, are you ready to go? And he said he was, and he played fantastic.
Yeah, that whole performance was, for the team, for the seniors like Darius, like Duke, all those guys, man, they really laid the foundation for this program and for the younger guys. And, that win and that performance, was all for them.
Coach, congratulations on your first bowl win here at UCLA. Now that the season is culminated, what's your initial assessment of the year and what's your growth plan as you guys transition to the Big Ten?
Yeah, well, our initial assessment is that we wanted to send the seniors like Darius and Duke and Alex Johnson, Kenny Churchwell out the right way, and that was our goal. And we did it, and that's what it is. And then there's obviously the beginning stages of everything, getting ready for the 2024 season. But there's so many different things we have to do, and we're aware of it. We're excited about the opportunity to go into the Big Ten. But today we'll savor this victory and the performance that these guys did.
Coach, first half you guys give up 16 points defensively. Second half, they scored late there. Can you talk about the adjustments made there on the defensive end in the second half, and then just the performance of T.J. Harden, 2 touchdowns, 100+ yards?
Yeah, you went offense, defense there with that question. That's a good job. I think our defense actually played well in the first half. We just missed a couple tackles, but they were where they were supposed to be. The runs were fit the right way. The long screen pass they had, we had a couple shots at him. We didn't get it down. Give credit to the running back for Boise. It was a pretty good run by him. But we felt confident when we were in the locker room at halftime that everything that happened in the first half, it was us. Missed tackles on defense and penalties on the offensive side of the ball. We felt like if we could clean that up, that we were poised to break out in the second half, and that's what happened.
Mike Regalado, Bruin Report Online. This is for Ethan and Darius. Ethan, when you saw that Colin went out, what was going through your mind, and did you feel that you could just rattle off 21 quick points? And then Darius, second half the defense looked like they picked it up. Did you say anything? What did the defense say to each other at halftime?
Yeah, when I saw Colin kind of laying there and he didn't seem like he was ready to go, just kind of flipped that switch in my head. It's time to go to work, and I think that's what we did.
Yeah, as far as the defense, the first half we weren't really playing to the standard that we set out for ourselves, that we put out for ourselves coming into this season. So going into the locker room, this is a player-led team. Coach always says that all the time. So we had our captain step up, give a little speech, and that's all we needed to, kind of kick our butts and get into, the right mindset.
Joseph Crosby, Daily Bruin. First for Ethan, just what was clicking so well with J. Mike? Hit him 3 times for 40+ yards. What was working so well downfield?
Just all the work we put in since he got here last January. That whole year of just in the summer and the winter and the spring, working on those throws. At that point when we were out there, it's just muscle memory, and we've done it so many times. We called it and we got the right look and we executed.
All right, Ethan, your season has been so resilient from where it started to where it is now, the win over USC, the win in the bowl game. Where does that resiliency come from? Because it's changed the way this program looks game in and game out.
I would just say my entire football career has been resilient, and that's life. Coach Shelley says all the time, life is hard, and if you can find a way to get through these battles and win those battles, it's going to help you out in the long run. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Joe, Radio Associated Press. Chip, I'm sure it was a fun phone call for the folks in Manila since this qualifies as a morning game again. But
yeah, 4:30 is not bad. We'll live at 4:30. It's the Pac-12 after darks that they used to get to us in the away ones. So being home in LA was awesome, and the fact that we could play in SoFi was really, really special.
Ethan, you took part in the senior night ceremonies.
Uh-huh.
Are you coming back next year, or what will influence your decision?
Yes, sir. I will be coming back next year for one more year, and excited to see where we can take this thing. You know, go Bruins, man.
Merry Christmas.
Haley Sawyer, SoCal News Group. Ethan, Duke was telling us earlier this week that he felt like you have lately been paying more attention to detail in practice. Is that something you've noticed about yourself, or
Yeah.
just what has it been like these last few weeks?
Playing in the game and kind of getting the feel of all how it goes. The game of football is broken down to just every single play matters, and the details of every single play, stepping the right way, putting the ball where it needs to be. It's all important, and the details are the little things are what win games, and I think that really showed.
Yeah, Bill Plaschke, LA Times. Chip, you've taken a lot of criticism lately, for me included. Do you feel vindicated all
Nice
over?
to see you, Bill.
That's why I'm here.
I know, buddy.
Do you feel vindicated all the program, your direction you're taking?
No, because we don't pay attention to that. These players can tell you that. And when we talk about being the most prepared and the least distracted, if we did pay attention to that, we would be distracted. It's tough. I'm older, and so that stuff really doesn't bother me. I'm not a social media guy. I can't do that. I feel for our players at times, because we used to be in the information age. We're not in the information age anymore. We're in the information overload age. And I think you have to really kind of build a moat around your mind and allow the right things in. And I think these guys have stayed the course through everything. And you just watch their performance today. I think they've really done that. So it was just a challenge, I think, for them. Not as much for me, because I don't pay attention to that, Bill. And I know you're an outstanding writer. I see on ESPN all these other things, and I don't mean to, I'm not saying this the wrong way, but I've never read anything. I don't read the newspaper. And that's just because I got a job to do, and my job is to prepare these guys and create an environment where they have an opportunity to be successful, and they get out of their way and let them do it. We've had challenges. We've had challenges with adversity. We've had challenges with injuries, but we don't make excuses, nor do we let other people make excuses for us. This is life. And what these guys showed today is that I'm really proud of them. I'm really proud of how they've responded, and that's what a competitor does. A competitor responds. A non-competitor reacts, and this group does it every single day. Did the ball bounce our way every single time? No, but that's football. That's what it is. But I think as a football coach, you have to teach life lessons, and sometimes those life lessons are hard, and you have to go through them as a group, and we did. But the performance today by this group was special, and it's a truly special group. But when you look at their statistics, this group won 8+ games 3 years in a row. It's the second time it's happened since 1988 at UCLA. So that's what I'm really proud of, is what these guys did, how resilient they were, and to beat a really good Mountain West football team in Boise State. That's a really good football team. But our guys came out in the second half and won that football game. It wasn't handed to us. We won that football game, and I'm proud of how they performed.
Sticking in with the LA Times, Ethan, Chip just said you weren't feeling 100% after warm-up. So what were you feeling at that point? Why weren't you able to kind of go at that point? And how difficult was it to make that call on your own and say, I have to sit this one out to start at least?
Just this whole week and just before the game, I just wasn't feeling 100% myself. But to answer your second question, when I looked out there and the team needed me, and that's my biggest priority. I mean, I'll sacrifice my body for the team, for these guys that we put blood, sweat, and tears into it. And at the end of the day, it's all for them. So it was an easy call, to say the least.
Coach, both of your quarterbacks ran for a lot of yards today. Was that something that was in the game plan, or was that just good improvisation?
No, it was. We felt like we had our offensive staff, I thought, put a really good plan together to exploit, some of the things we saw in Boise's defense. We felt like the quarterback run game was going to be really, really important to us. And then we also felt like our vertical passing game was really important to us, and you saw that express itself. So, give credit to these guys. Like we said, our job is to kind of come up with a game plan, but they have to execute, and they executed it to a T. So, really proud of how they did it.
Okay, we're on the last two questions, so if you have the mic, you have one of the last two questions. Tracy, we'll start with you.
Tracy McDowell, BruinBlitz.com. Chip, obviously, you're going to make a decision about a defensive coordinator. What did Ikaika show you? Obviously, he's been on your staff for 2 years now. What did, I guess, the game plan that he put together, and then what he get, I guess he showed you as someone who maybe is a candidate if you look internally.
Yeah, Kaika did a great job, and I think that entire defensive staff did. You know, it was awesome to play in this bowl game, but from a coaching perspective, it's probably you didn't want to because of the date of the game. You know, this was a week of recruiting. Our kids were in finals. Ethan missed 2 days of work, 2 days this week because he had finals. He had 2 on Thursday. I'm talking to him over the phone, asking him how he did in his finals, and then also trying to ask him what routes he likes. But there was a lot of things going on, but I think our defensive staff did an unbelievable job. You know, with the Kaika, Ken Norton Jr., Brian Norwood stepped up. We had a chance to take 2 of our analysts because we lost 3 coaches. You know, with Clancy Pendergast did an unbelievable job. Greg Burns did an unbelievable job. That entire group, and I think our coaching staff reflects our players is, you know, the old adage, it's amazing what you can accomplish when you don't care who gets the credit. I think the entire defensive group put together a special game plan, and I was really, really happy with how they did it. And the same thing with Ken Niamontalolo stepping up. First time we lost our quarterback coach, we lost our tight end coach. Both of them, one of them got the Oregon State offense coordinator job, and so happy for Gundy. And then Jeff Ferris just got his first head coaching job. You know, for us to do what we did on offense, where Ken's up in the box for the first time, he coached the tight ends. I've had more fun than I've had coaching in a long time the last 2 weeks because I actually got to be in the quarterback room and coach quarterbacks again. Sometimes as a head coach, you get disconnected from those guys because you manage the team, but you don't have an individual position group. So, and it's a special group with Ethan in there. So I think our entire coaching staff did an unbelievable job, especially with kind of all the outside things. But if you go back to what we talked about, Bill, being the most prepared and the least distracted, we didn't let finals, we didn't let recruiting, we didn't let any of that stuff get in the way of what the most important thing was, and that was to send Darius and this group of seniors out the right way.
Darius, on that note, Coach Sandoval from KBC, what's it mean for you to leave this program knowing this was the final game in the Pac-12 conference for the history of UCLA football, to be a part of it defensively and the way you're defensively this second half?
Very bittersweet feeling. Sad, you know, that it's my last collegiate game over these past 5 years. Love this game with all I got, and I wouldn't want to end it off with any other team in the UCLA Bruins. Playing with the brothers that I had out here, made a lot of great friendships that I'll cherish forever, great memories. And you mentioned the defense that we had this year. And I was just so blessed. It was a blessing to be on the field with these guys. You know, we play for each other out there, and I feel like it shows every game. We trust one another, and we love one another so much, and I feel like that's how we play, and it shows every game. I'm really just, like I mentioned, it's very bittersweet, man. I feel like either tomorrow or Monday, I'm gonna sit down and just really reflect on my collegiate career, you know, and just I'm be really sad that, you know, it's really coming to an end, but you know. I got training coming up for the NFL, training for the draft. So that's another exciting chapter in my life. So I'm looking forward to that. But you know, I'm thankful for all these coaches, for all these players. Love each and every one of them, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Coach.
Thank you.
Coach.